What up, my friends? It is Friday night, and it's time to have an all right conversation. What a terrible lead in. Yo, just throwing it out there. I watched the movie Krull last night, so I'm sure that's gonna come up, and I'm gonna end up talking about it. First things first, though. Let's share the live stream link in the Discord, and we'll go from there. All right. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Oh no. Did I not bring my water in here? Oh, I can't do this without moist holes, yo. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta get my hole moistener. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Bum, bum, dee-lee-boo. Ba-dum, dum, 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 dee-lee-doo. Didn't bring in any water. Pretty big oversight. Pretty large oversight. All right, there we go. It's pretty rare that I forget to bring in something to drink. There we go. Okay, so now that the whole moistening has occurred, let's do our hellos. What up, Corner? Kenzuki, Aang, Millmaster, Raze, Jess, Zircon, Opening, Farky, Clayton, Stormtrooper, Yamagoro, David, Shelton, Sum, Aaron, Juglum, Fisher, Ape. I think I got everybody. Nope, there's another name. Tookie, what up? What up? Okay, so that is all of the hellos. Clayton, you want someone to get you up to speed with the EDHRC situation? You know what, buddy? It's not going to be me, because I think that's what Alfonso mentioned. And I haven't seen any rumblings of it. I'm guessing it's probably mostly happening on Twitter or something. And I don't know. I have no details. I don't even 100% know what the situation is, even from a vague sense. So you'll find no enlightenment here. What up, Kevin? What up, Habanero? What's up, DJ Longhair? How you doing? How you doing? Jess, well, you can't take that as an indication. The whole fact that Krull isn't in the name of the stream doesn't mean anything, because that stream happened over on the Hatcher channel, right? And who knows? Who knows what the thumbnail is for this live stream after it comes up? Could it already have been made? Could it already say Krull is ridiculous? Might that be what's going on? Could that be the reality that we're living in? I wonder if I have a thumbnail ready to go that says, what is this? Oh, what? Whoa, welcome to Seizure Town. I've just thrown your entire logic paradigm out the window, and it got run over by a transport truck. Bum, bum, bam. Checkmate. It makes me think of Futurama. And the dominoes fall like a house of cards. Checkmate. Zap Brannigan's amazing. I am the man with no name. Zap Brannigan. Kip. Prepare to assume blame. I love it. So yeah, I already decided. I was like, I'll probably talk about Krull enough in this video, like in this stream, that may as well say Krull is ridiculous as the title. Because I try and pick a title from the stream, and sometimes I know in advance what it's likely to be, and other times I'll just figure it as I go, right? Keebler, don't test me, bro. Don't test me. Break stop. Many of you will die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. If there's an unkillable alien out there, I haven't found him yet and killed him. Oh, a lesson in not changing history from Mr. I'm my own grandpa. Futurama had a lot of epic lines. The last season that they put out wasn't nearly as memorable to me. I gotta be real. So that's the reality of it. It's unfortunate, but it's true, right? Break stop with the champagne quote. There's just so many. There's so many good Zap Brannigan quotes. Jess, what are you talking about? Bell thingies. What's up? Some Futurama has more new episodes coming out. Okay. Fisher, you've had an easy but boring half night at work. Yo, I don't mind when work is easy, dude. I'm not one of those people who's like, I want to be worked hard so the time flies. I'm totally fine with just sitting around twiddling my thumbs left to my own thoughts, because my thoughts are fun. They's fun. Ray's, yes, Zoidberg, also an awesome Futurama character. And speaking of awesome, we have the first hour finished and edited of the horror video that me and Carly are doing. We've talked about the first two movies. It's all been edited together. We still have to record and edit the last half an hour or so of it. And there may be some tweaks required because I got to upload it and see if it butts up against copyright issues or whatever, because this is something outside of what I normally do. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I know we're having a good time with it. Yes, Corba Guy says, the killbots have a preset kill him, so I sent wave after wave of my own men at them. That's hilarious. Hulu ordered 20 more episodes. All right. Corner, you did zero work today and it was amazing. That's the spirit. Here come the hiccups. Fight them. Fight them. Oh, okay. They have been successfully fought. All right, well, I got a package in the mail today, but from what Farky said, he made me concerned that I shouldn't open it on the live stream. He's like, the cryptic-ish comment saying you should probably check it out beforehand made me hesitate. So I opened the package in advance. I've got it right here. And since I'm a smart guy, I made sure to record myself opening it in case it turned out that it was actually going to be okay to show what's in here. Will I? Is it? You're going to have to wait to find out, because it's way, way too early now to be showing off my package action, right? Farky, look, man, I didn't know what was in the box, so how was I supposed to know? Like, if you say open the pack ahead of time, but I don't know what's inside of it, doesn't that sound like open the package ahead of time? I don't have X-ray vision or clairvoyance. I don't have the ability to see the future. So put yourself in my shoes and you will understand that what I thought made perfect sense, because I had no concept of what you were sending. Now I have some concept, but I'll need more information. Don't say anything else, because maybe I have the video ready to show, right? So, shh. Moxman, what up, buddy? Good evening to you. And he says, good evening, historian, and the wonder people who are worthy. That's him saying he wonders if anybody in here is worthy. I do have ESP, especially sexy penis. Oh, yeah. Clayton, oh, you know what, buddy? You're saying that I have ESP because I predict things years in advance. That video where I said the next 3 years of magic are going to be a nightmare, it is pretty gratifying to be able to point at something and go, not only did I call it, I called it in a video for the world to see. And a bunch of people came and said, no, you're wrong. And now everybody comes along and is like, bro, it is sad how bang on you were. Like, you're 100% right with this. I was right. I make it a habit. So I finished out the first season of The Expanse. And I've enjoyed the first season, but I wonder what's happening with the show now here at the end, because the beginning of it is just like space intrigue, right? Where it's like, okay, you've got like conflict between Mars and Earth, and then the interstellar miners known as belters. So you have all this tension between them, and somebody's trying to foment a war. There's interesting stuff going on, but then near the end of the season, all of a sudden, it's like there's this crazy like bio weapon or some weird goo that can merge with people. It's like it's odd, honestly. So I'm curious to see how they're going to progress from here because I've genuinely been enjoying it quite a bit. Millmaster, if low IQ equals low levels of foresight, high IQ equals high foresight. Makes sense to me. Scorpageist, remember, Scooty Puff Jr. sucks. Yeah, then he gets Scooty Puff Sr. and it's all beefy. It's beefy. Benjamin, what are we talking about? Life, strife, and how to get a wife. It's all about rhyming and having a knife. We's talking all kinds of nonsense, son. We're all over the place. All over the place. But at this moment, I'm talking about the science fiction show The Expanse because I just got into it and have completed the first season quite enjoyably. It's one of those shows that actually gets my full attention. I don't sit there playing on my phone or have it on in the background while I'm playing Arena or whatever else because I'm genuinely curious about what's going to happen with it. How's it going to go? It's been good times. It's been good times so far. DJ Longhair, it's a thinking show. It's a good show. Well, you know what? I like to use my brain. I like having my imagination utilized, right? And I like following along with what's going on with all the interplay between the different groups and things like that. And I think The Expanse has been the most effective out of every science fiction show that I've seen of really driving home the value of oxygen and water, right? The one Martian guy who's literally just lived his whole life in a dome and talked about how, like people on Earth just get to walk out and breathe the air and they have these things called oceans, like all this kind of concept. It was done in a way that felt real and was quite enjoyable. Farky, I've never heard of Chaos. What is it about? Yeah, Megara, where do you watch The Expanse? You can watch it wherever you want, bro. You can watch it in your bathtub. If you want to watch it from your living room, up on your roof, you make that decision. Or just look at what Sum said. He gave you a more useful answer. Sum's actually answering your question, and I'm just goof bagging around. Oh. So yeah. Overall, the scarcity of water, the scarcity of oxygen that exists out there, obviously that's like there, but it's not coming from anywhere else. Like if somebody's out in the desert and they don't have water, they can stumble on an oasis, or somebody can stumble on them or bring a canteen of water. Whereas with like outer space, you're just hosed. Where are you going to get water from? Chaos is a new show on Netflix. It's a new spin on the Greek pantheon. I have to admit, I am leery. I'm leery about Netflix now because Netflix seems to make garbage. But I do like shows about gods and stuff. So maybe I should note that name down. Maybe I should note that down, at least so I have a chance of remembering it. Hugh, what do I think of the pre-modern format? I mean, if that's what you want to play, cool, knock yourself out. I don't have any particularly strong feelings on it one way or the other, really, If you don't want to deal with modern because of all the crazy rotating that Wizards forced into it, that's understandable, That's about all I got. Brent, The Expanse is awesome sauce. It's a good adaptation and a good show. Cannot stress enough how being both those things together instead of only being able to pull one off is so rare. True. Actually, I didn't realize The Expanse came from books. And a lot of times, book adaptations really fall far of the mark, right? I don't know how I feel about Jeff Goldblum starring in it as a good or a bad thing. Like, when I think of Jeff Goldblum, I think of odd acting. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever seen anything that he's in where I've been like, man, this guy is a strong actor. But I also don't feel like he's a terrible actor. He's just a fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? Not a weirdo like Nicolas Cage, though. A different kind of weirdo. Yeah, Jess, the need to recycle pretty much everything, right? Like, in The Expanse, people get, I guess, ground up and fed to mushrooms or something, you know? The one dude who's in charge of the morgue is just like, can I recycle this body? And it's just like, okay then. And I wondered what that meant. I'm like, does that mean harvest the organs or whatever? But then another guy goes, that guy's mushroom food now. So I'm like, I guess they just grind them up into fertilizer? Random movie question. Do I know anything about the movie Lawless? Millmaster, no. No. When I hear Lawless, nothing comes up in my brain except Lucy Lawless. And then I start thinking about that show Spartacus where you get to see her wreck. Edward, you hate watching me and also love watching me? Well, you're probably not alone in that. I engender strong emotions. What are you going to do? Or you could be lying because I don't trust anybody whose last name rhymes with bagel. Benjamin says, I love your humor. Your laugh is contagious and jokes are hilarious. What format in Magic do I play the most? Excellent question. Well, when it comes to things like Arena, it's predominantly standard with some draft mixed in. When it comes to paper Magic, it is my cube. Cube is my preferred way to play, and I'm going to bring my cube with me later this month when I go to that Magic event. I'm going to go to the face-to-face event in Toronto. So I'm going to bring my cube with me this time. I will have it on hand for some magical action. Goddard, what's up? Haven't been to a stream in a bit. I haven't either, actually. I've had a guest host for like the last couple dozen streams. So it's crazy timing that you and me both show up at the same time, you know? Benjamin, what does your contain? I contain many things. I'm a multifaceted individual. You probably meant to ask what does my cube contain, but it contains magic cards. The exact recipe, I keep that a secret like KFC, except my cube isn't garbage like KFC. I don't want anybody else to have an exact duplicate of my cube because I like the idea of mine being like my cube, handcrafted by me. So I don't tell anybody the absolute full list of what's in there. That's how I roll. I keep it a secret. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Millmaster, it's a bootlegger movie with Tom Hardy. Is it good? Is it any good? Goddard is correct. It does contain cardboard rectangles. One good way to find out what's in my cube is to come and play against me in an event somewhere, you know? Sit down, play some cube, get a view of what it is, you know? Sounds like a good plan. Oh, I got an American dollar. You guys have American dollar coins? Is this real? Is this real? Can you guys confirm if this is a real thing? Oh, do I have the cameras? Oh, no! Oh, no! The downward facing camera isn't working today. And it's a wheel. Well, actually, so far nobody spun the wheel, so maybe it won't be a problem after all. If nobody spins the wheel, or we only get insults, it won't cause any issues. Okay, I'll just show it to you this way. Is this a real, like, are American loony dollar coins a real thing? Are they like a real thing? Because I got given this as part of my change as if it was a loony. But on one side, you've got the Statue of Liberty, and it says United States of America, $1, And on the other side, you've got John Quincy Adams. And it says that he was a president, and then it's got a year range. Is that real? Because if that's real, I'm going to start using this as my lotto scratcher. A lotto scratcher. What? It's real? All right. Cool. Neat. I got some American quarters and dimes, and I've seen those before, so I know those are real. Those ones don't confuse me. I actually got a new looking American quarter. When was this one minted? For Fort McHenry, 2013. I got a Fort McHenry quarter. What year what? It's the dollar coin? I don't know. It looks like it only has the date that this guy's the president. It's hard to see. Yeah, I don't see a year on it. Fisher, you got a fat sack of them? You use them at Renaissance fairs? That's fun. Ricardo, what? What about people who go to stores and boycott sales? You mean people who just window shop and don't go in and purchase anything? What do you mean? I don't even know what you're asking. Jess, I don't expect a random, like, this isn't going to be worth anything. This is just a random dollar coin, son. So it's going to be worth, like, whatever the exchange rate is. So this is worth, like, $1.30 or whatever, right? Yeah, Brent, people think the $2 bill is fake. Well, if you never see them, it's like, what the heck is this, right? What would win, Bloomborough deck or a Duskmorn deck? I mean, I like Bloomborough more, so I'm picking Bloomborough. That's real easy. That's an easy choice. Man, I'm glad I got this water because I have been pounding through it, boy. Apparently, I'm thirsty. The stream's making me thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Yeah, Jess, if you go, there's like, if you go back far enough, then coins become worth something. But this isn't old enough. This is a beat up used American dollar coin. This ain't nothing special. Sam, have I heard anything more about my Paragon card? No, not yet. Not yet. I'm hoping to hear something by the end of the month because I'm going to be putting together a Paragon video to go up on Hatcher. Fisher, you got some old $5 bills that are red and blue. All that sounds like Canadian money. We got all kinds of different colored bills. The $2 bills used to be red. Now $50 bills are red. DJ Longhair, the only place to get $2 was change from the post office, so some people thought that the United States Postal Service was minting them. Oh, man. So, yeah, this is it's just interesting to see an American loony. Because that's what it's like. This just got given to me in my change as if it was a loony. So I'm imagining you can just pass it off, just put it back in your change. But I didn't. I took it out and kept it. You have an uncle that only pays him $1 coins and $2 bills. He gets hundreds every month. He's insane. That's so random. Benjamin, what's my favorite Magic set ever made? Legends, bro. The original Legends set was my favorite. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was very special and unique at the time. And Magic the Gathering was like brand new. It was brand new back then. Those were completely different times. But whatever, man. Everything is different, you know. Back then, I had stuff like Legends and Magic was new. Now, I get to be the Magic historian and go to events and stuff. So, you know, it's like it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. You saw him get a $400 box of $1 coins and just walk it on the city streets back to the car. Yeah. Well, maybe people don't realize when they're looking at it that it's a box of dollar coins, right? You're just like, are we going to get attacked for this? Scorbageist, you love Homelands? Homelands is all right. Pretty weak on the power side, but had some fun flavor, you know? You got Autumn Willow, Ice and Shade, just some complete randomness. Feraz's Ban. Yeah, man, Magic has been around for so long. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild. And speaking of wild, Farkey, are you ready for the grand unveiling? And then you're gonna need to explain yourself. You're gonna have to. I got questions, and you better have answers. All right. Get ready. Get ready. Okay, guys, here you go. All right, we got some mail. All right, let's take a look and see what's inside the package. All right, hold on here. Of course, when I want to just do an easy rip, then the tape is like mega reinforced. Some packages I get and the tape is already ripped. All right, what do we got here? What is this? This is I have no idea what this is. It is a box of anime ladies. What game is this? I presume it's a card game. I mean, it looks like a card game box. There's a note inside. It says, thought you might be able to use something random for Jenny spins on the wheel. Maybe open one to see if they'll work for the stream first. Cheers from James Farkey. All right, well, here's the actual box opening. And yeah, I guess I'm going to have to check this out and make sure it's actually streamable. Streamable, dreamable. That's fun. That is random and fun. Thanks, Farkey! All right, man, what the hell is this? What is this from? I just see like little maids and anime waifus and stuff, and you're like, open a pack to see if it's okay. But it's all, none of it's in English. What is this called? What is this called? All right. For context, you were high and searched up random degenerate TCGs to send perp for the wheels. All right. So this was sent for the wheel, and I gotta check it out and see if it's actually gonna be all right. If it's gonna be okay. What is the name of it? Farkey. Send me the Amazon link to it or whatever. Then I'll know. Then I'll know. Sandwich, you're gonna go play Magic on Monday night. Have a good time, buddy. Fisher, you're gonna collect Lorwyn and Shadowmoor? Go for it. Go for it. That's fun. Sam, I don't need to use Google Translate on my phone when I can literally ask the guy who sent it to me, right? I can circumvent this fuddling around trying to figure that nonsense out. I don't need to do that. I got the source. I got the man who sent it to me, right? I got documents to prove it. Nagel, you jumped in during Mirage? Mirage was fun. That was a fun one. Scorba guy says, we'll be going from Jug Hunt to Jug Safari and Sightseeing Tour. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You think it's called Goddess Story, Chinese Waifu TCG? Does it not? Listen, man. Listen. Let me fucking explain something to you. You ordered it on Amazon. You have the link. What you think it's called? Does it, you ordered it from Amazon.ca. It has to be described in English. It has to be. What is this? How can you just think? You didn't close your eyes. You had to have your eyes open to type stuff in to mail it. What's up with that, man? What's up with that? I mean, it definitely looks like it's prime jug hunting territory, that's for sure. It's just all they're just like, wait a minute. Is that the chick from Demon Slayer? It is! That's the chick from Demon Slayer. Oh, look at the fat rack on that one. Oh, alright. What is this? It is indeed Goddess Story. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, from what I can see from the packaging, from the front and the sides, it does look like it's going to be all right. But I'll look a little more into it just to be sure. Now that I have the name, I guess I should write that down, actually. All right. Well done, Farky. It definitely looks like it will fit the wheel juggitude. For example, juggin, right? It definitely has potential. And if it's just a bunch of like random anime shoved together, I'm cool with that. Mailmaster, there's already people cracking packs on YouTube. Well, that's good. It looks fabulous. Ape, that's funny. That's funny. Man. I need a lot of water. Maybe I didn't drink enough earlier today. Thought it said choke on the wheel. Yeah, you're not the first one. You're not the first one who's read that as a choke. Joe says, from the looks of it, those packs aren't going to be a jug hunt, but a jug display. Hey, hunting where there's a lot of game doesn't mean you're not hunting. Okay, let's be very clear. Let's be very clear about that. Woo! Why does it feel so fucking warm in here? It was cooler earlier. Maybe I picked up some random disease from a street urchin. Maybe I caught a disease from watching Expanse. Maybe it's a bioweapon. Either way, I'm going to need some more water. So while I get that, I shall leave you with my #1 hit single. Don't be a dink! Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. Don't be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Use my Amazon link. This is gonna take some work. be a dink. Use my Amazon link. When Hatchet goes for a drink, bookmark that Amazon link. Don't be a bitch. You gotta scratch that itch. Bookmark that Amazon link. I got fucking bills to pay, y'all. Bam! I'm back. Jess, I shouldn't joke. I've been sick twice in the last year. That was lasting. Well, that's true, actually. I have been sick a few times, but me making jokes about it doesn't actually influence its probability, so it's fine to joke about. Joking about being sick doesn't mean that that you're gonna end up getting sick. So no worries there. No worries there. And Farky, it's all good, man. It is all good. Oh, so I watched that movie Krull, and it's ridiculous. Krull is a ridiculous movie. Carly likened it to a stage production. She's like, this is like a stage production, like a play. Like in terms of just the quality of it. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Where, like, I laughed so hard. Like, it's high fantasy science fiction. So you've got, like, dudes with swords fighting aliens from outer space that have, like, laser staffs or something. And, like, every time they're firing the lasers, I'm just dying. I'm dying laughing, going, this is so, like, stupid and one-sided. You guys just have swords, and they have lasers. But they gave them all, like, stormtrooper aim or whatever, because none of them really seem to hit anybody, right? So you're just like, okay. And, like, I thought every weapon was enchanted. I'm like, does everybody have a magical blade? Because every time there's like a clash with the aliens getting hit and stuff, there's all these red sparks that come off of it, like red crackles. And you just go, what is this? What is this redness? Is this magic? Like, what's even going on with this? The movies also, they hang on shots for way too long. Like, the movie starts and they're like, okay, watch these guys riding along. Watch these guys riding along from different angles and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, we get it. That's what I said a number of times during the movie. Okay, we get it. Why are you dragging this out? So you got all the knights going along, and they get to the castle, and then the aliens attack the castle because they want to take a princess for some reason, for the main bad guy. So they come to get the princess, and they're like weird squid monsters or something, which inexplicably, even though they're squid monsters, they dress like they're like knights in knight armor and stuff and use lightning staffs. And it's like, what? What is this? You're shooting lasers out of lightning staffs? You're dressed up like knights? Why, though? You don't have, like, a humanoid body, do you? Why are you even in this armor? What is going on? Why don't you have something more suited to your own forms? That's what it feels like. So, you have Buddy, and he's like the son of the king. And the king gets wiped out. And then he's normally, like, he's just reacting normally. He's really sad and upset that his dad's dead. And then this other guy comes along who Carly went, that's supposed to be Obi-Wan, isn't it? Yeah. Old one, whatever. I'm Obi-Wan, or whatever, okay? And so he comes along to the prince, and he's all like, stop being a little bitch, dick! And it's just like, whoa! His dad just fucking died. Like, he just fucking died. And the buddy's just like, I thought I was here looking for a king, not a little crybaby whore bitch. So he just goes to fucking leave. And then the king's son, who is just a fucking weirdo who smiles at the wrong time. There's certain parts in the movie where he's smiling. I'm like, why the fuck are you smiling right now? Why are you smiling in this situation? I don't understand. So this old man takes this guy and he's like, the movie's so long, but it also doesn't take time to explain half of the shit that's happening, where you go like, wait, what? So he's like, we gotta go find the glaive. The glaive can only be a powerful weapon once again in the right man's hands. He's like, is that me? Oh, okay. All right then. So he takes the fucking guy to this cave and he's like, you won't be coming back if you don't come back with the glaive. And he's all just got a big grin on his face. Like he's not going on a death quest. Like, okay. So then he climbs up to the cave in like the most time-consuming way possible, where the movie keeps showing us different parts of him climbing the mountain for really long periods of time. And some of the shots are from super far away, where you're just like, there he is down there. Like, why? Why are you dragging this out for so long while he's climbing up and all these? It's so boring. It's so boring. And then he's there to get the glaive. And just so we're all clear, a glaive is a fucking polearm. It's a spear. It's a spear with a big spearhead, essentially, okay? That's what a glaive is. Nobody told the people who made this fucking movie what a glaive is. So he's going to get the glaive. And he goes into this cave that's full of like fucking lava and fire and craziness. And he's just in there. And then he looks down and he sees like a starfish in the water, right? And it's like, look, there's a black starfish in the water. And he like reaches into it and the water catches on fire and stuff. And he pulls out this starfish and it's just this black lumpy starfish. But then as he's holding it, the black lumpiness falls off. And it's like a gigantic ninja star. It's a five-sided ninja star that has blades that pop out. Wah-cha! And so he's just holding it up. I got the glaive. And it was like, that wasn't hard. That was not difficult to acquire at all, right? So he just has the glaive now. And he comes back and he's like, I've got the glaive. And he goes to do something with it. And the old wizard's like, yeah, you got it. Put it away. Don't use it now. Use it when you need to. And then he doesn't use it when he needs to through the whole fucking movie. Through the whole movie, he doesn't use this glaive. But when he finally does use it, it instantly obliterates his enemies. And he could have been using it all along. He could have been using it all along to wipe out all kinds of enemies. And people wouldn't have to die. People wouldn't have to die on the same level. But whatever. Meanwhile, the princess, who's been taken by the aliens, is inside the alien spaceship, which is a mountain that teleports around the world every day. And also looks like it's made up of random body parts. So it's like, you're in the alien's butthole. Now you're in his hand. Now you're in his mouth. And oh, that's right, Moxman. Liam Neeson is in that movie. He looks like Post Malone in it. So you've got like the aliens trying to, you should marry me, princess. And he's like, she's just like, no, I don't wanna, right? But the movie is ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. So they gotta find where the alien stronghold is. So they go to this seer dude. And the seer dude, the effects that he uses when he's scrying is such shit, man. It looks so bad. It looks like they just scratched on the screen or whatever, right? So he's trying to scry the future and tell them what's going on. And actually, that scene was kind of cool when the Demon Lord guy reaches out with his hand, crushes the scrying stone, and like there's a huge blast of force that hits everyone around. That part's pretty cool. I liked that, right? There's a goofy magician who can't cast spells on other people. Like, he shows up out of nowhere. It looks like a missile. It looks like a missile's been fired through the woods. But it's just a guy. And he lands in the lake. And then he gets out of the lake and yells at people going, it's your fault I almost drowned. And it's like, how did you get here? What is this? And he yells about turning somebody into a goose. And then just turns himself into a goose. It's so goofy. What up, heavy metal? The movie's called Krull. The movie's called Krull, Goddard. So, you've got this crew that's coming together to go and rescue the princess. They go to get the seer, and then he gets replaced. He gets taken out by somebody who replaces him as this freak show who, when he dies, it's just this weird craziness. There's a Cyclops, and it turns out that all the Cyclopses, every single Cyclops, is the victim of a raw deal. The evil aliens made a deal with the Cyclops where they would give up one of their eyes, but by giving up one of their eyes, they would gain future sight. But the future sight only applies to seeing their own death. So every Cyclops can see their own death. And how this plays out in the movie is that at a certain point, the Cyclops just goes, I'm staying here. And then the one guy goes, he's got to stay here because he can see the future. And if he doesn't stay where he's like, I'm supposed to die now, so I'm supposed to stay here. And then somebody goes, if he doesn't stay here, then he'll be in a lot of pain. So let me get this straight. You can just avoid the death, but just be in pain? That sounds better than dying, doesn't it? Doesn't it? But anyways, he stays there because he's got to die there. And then he just shows up. He just shows up at the castle. When they find the Dark Castle, the Cyclops shows up there, and it's like, what? But you stayed back there to die. And what about the horrible pain thing? You're not in pain, and you're not dead. And then all the Cyclops does is hold open one of the portals into the castle. And he holds it until everybody's inside. And then he just keeps holding it, and it starts to crush him. And he just doesn't get out. He just doesn't get out. This isn't the place where you're supposed to die. This isn't where he saw his own death. He just stands there and lets himself get crushed. It's like, what? And then you got a scene where the old wizard, because they lost the seer, now the old wizard is like, I can go and see the widow in the web. And they're just like, she gonna kill you, bro. And he's like, nuh-uh, because I know her name, so maybe she won't. I gots to go. So then he goes to the widow in the web, who's this old lady in a big ball of webs that's suspended up in the air with all this webbing going off wherever. And so when the old wizard starts to go across the spider webs to get to the central area where she is, this big white spider comes out and it's gonna get him or whatever. And she's all like, yo, fuck off, get out of here. And he's like, bitch, I know your name. And she's just like, what? And so she has an hourglass and she turns it upside down. And it seems like it's supposed to stop the spider because the spider stops moving. But then it just moves anyways, sometimes a bit. And so you're just like, how does this magic sand glass work? How does this work? So anyways, the old man gets to the middle and he's like, hi, it's been a long time, huh? Because they know each other. And she's like, it has been a long time. You left me. And he's just kind of like, gotta do what you gotta do. And then she's like, I had your baby. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, and I killed it because I was angry at you. And he, what? And she's like, you can never forgive me. And then he's all like, I've already forgiven you. I haven't forgiven myself. And it's all in how I look at you. And then he just stares at her and she becomes young. And then he's like, okay, I need to know where the fortress of the aliens is going to be. And she's like, okay, here's where it's going to be, bro. And then he's like, I got to leave now. And she goes, you can't leave because you'll die. Nobody's ever made it out alive. And then he's like, but I got to. And she's like, okay, well, since the princess has the same name as me, I'll do this because my hourglass can only ever be flipped once. And you're like, what? Why? So she smashes the hourglass, the magical hourglass that stopped/slowed down the spider. And she goes, here, take the magic sand in it. I'm going to die now. Also, you too are going to die when the sand runs out. So he's keeping it in his fist. He just takes the sand that is literally the end of his life and he just holds it in his hand. And then he's out climbing on the spider web, just sometimes randomly dropping little bits of it. But there's no correlation between him doing that and it affecting the spider in a discernible way. And I'm just like, didn't she say that sand is your life? And when it runs out, You're dead? Shouldn't you put it in your pocket or in a bag or something? But he just holds his hand like this with the sand. And then he runs up to where the fucking hero is to tell him where the shit is. I figured out where the fortress is. And then he just goes like this and dumps the fucking sand out. He just dumps the sand out that represents his life. He just, why? Why? You need that to live. And then he just fucking dies. He just fucking dies. Like, what? Why? Why did he do that? Why didn't he keep the sand, man? Why did he not keep the sand? And then the spider gets all mad that she gave him the sand or whatever, and it starts jumping on the web ball that she's in, and light cracks come out of it. Meow, 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 meow. You're like, what is happening? What is happening? Hey, Heavy Metal Super Chat says, I was on the phone with a good buddy for the last 55 minutes. No one's gone for a spin? Let the motherfucking wheels spin. All right, buddy. Hell yeah. Let me put you up on the board. Let's spin it. Got it in the middle of an episode of Hatcher Reviews. Krull is ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's go. Bump, 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 bump. Whee! Newness. Oh, all right. We got it right away. That's this. I got this weird Dairy Milk Marvelous Creations jelly popping candy. I had to buy it this big because this is the only size they had. I went to the British import store and I found this. And I'm like, okay, we got to try it. We got to try it. All right, Corner, go handle that critter, buddy. Benjamin, you love my movie reviews? Well, just wait. We got an hour and a half movie review coming of Bird Box, Longlegs, and Arcadian. So we're going to be getting more into that stuff. All right. So this is from Britain. It's British. Oh, weird. Ew. Look at the weird shape. Look at the weird shape, and it like looks hairy. Okay. Oh. Ew. Oh. This is weird. The chocolate part. The chocolate part is okay, but like the jelly is really tough and it resists chewing. Oh. Oh, this is just odd. Okay, well, I feel like I can safely say that adding like random jellies into a chocolate bar does not make it better. I want nuts in my mouth, not jelly, you know? Nah, Jess, it's not like Big Turk at all. It is not like Turkish Delight. At all. At all. Turkish Delight does not feel like that in your mouth. It doesn't taste like it. But, whatever, I wanted to try it. So that slot now becomes theme start. It matches that one, because I only had the one newness item. So yeah, it's I guess it's the kind of chocolate that maybe you just want to suck on until you get to the jelly part. You just want to suck on it for a long time, you know? So yeah, you've got your hero. He's got the glaive, and he doesn't use it like all movie until he gets to like near the end of the movie, and the princess, like they've gotten inside the enemy castle, and the princess is trapped in this chamber they can't break into, and so he pulls out the glaive and he throws it at the wall, and it starts spinning against the wall like it's cutting it, but it takes it like 20 fucking minutes to cut through the wall. Like for real. For real. Like a blowtorch that they're using to cut open a metal door. It's got that kind of vibe. You've just got a cheesy effect where it spins in the air for like a million years, cutting that wall. He uses it to take out some of the enemy aliens, and they instantly die like it's nothing. And you're like, why was he not using this all along? Why did that stupid old wizard, who was a complete idiot, by the way, normally old wizards that guide the hero tend to be cool, interesting characters that have a lot of wisdom to provide. But like this guy was just a fucking dickhead. Stop crying about your dead dad. Yeah, you got the glaive. Put it away, dickhead. You don't need to use it. It's like, what? What? Joe, this movie review is why you have friends who still rip on you for having them watch Krull? Yeah, bro. Krull is not, it's not a good movie. Krull is not a good movie. It is a movie. It exists. But like, I'll never watch it again. Are you fucking kidding me? There was so much garbage. So much garbage. Like, it had some cool stuff. It wasn't complete trash. And I could see why maybe if somebody grew up with it, they'd be like, oh, I have a special place in my heart for it. But like, that movie's fucking stupid. There's a lot of dumb things that happen in the movie and make no sense. Liam Neeson has 7 wives, though, or whatever, which I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, I'm faithful's like my middle name or whatever. He's just lying to all these women. Cypher, that's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Oh, Heavy Metal Milka. Some of those are pretty good. Fisher, you recommend Krull to people you don't like? Benjamin, was this the first time I watched Krull? Yeah, of course. Why would I go back to that? Can there be a C movie? That's Krull's rating. It's C rated. Oh. Yeah, it was just like, okay. All right. The way they cut to certain things, you're just kind of like, what? What are you doing? I like the one guy died in quicksand. And instead of doing the hand like, thing, he just went like, it's like, what are you doing? Presenting a magic trick? Pretend like you care about your life. Pretend like you care about your life. Do I prefer Narnia or Pan's Labyrinth? Narnia, I would say. I can't really remember anything about Pan's Labyrinth except I'm hand-face. So that's not a good sign. I remember watching the Chronicle of Narnia stuff a lot when I was a kid. I remember seeing it at church where they would take all the kids and throw them into a room and put shows on and stuff while the adults went and talked about things. Is Krull the name of the god Conan talks about? I don't know, Gianna. I don't think so. Benjamin, nah, it wasn't so bad. It was good. It was mostly just like, it was watchable. Like, at no point did I say, just shut it off, you know? But ultimately, I was just kind of like, okay for a bunch of it. All right. Like, for real, they have fucking flying horses. And when they get to the castle, they don't use them. Why don't you use those to fly up to the fucking entryways? Why? And Carly's like, they don't have flying horses. I'm like, we just watched them fly across a fucking gorge. We just watched them fucking fly across a fucking gorge. They got horses that just look like normal horses. And at no point did anybody go, these are special magical horses. So they capture these fucking horses. And then they get on them. And all of a sudden the horses are on fire. And you're just like, what? And it's like, they're just running real fast. It's like, oh, okay, maybe you want to explain that to us? And then they're flying through the air. They're just fucking flying through the air. And they keep showing the flaming horses. And sometimes they're so far away that Carly's like, what's on the screen right now? And I'm like, the horses are. She's like, where? Is it that little line? It's like, yeah. They did these shots from super far away. Also, the main guy wears these like hot pants that look like a gray watermelon. And you're just like, what is this? What is this? Heavy Metal, you left your cards out unprotected and your parrots bit down on some of your collector rares. Gotta protect the cards better, bro. Have I seen Conan the Adventurer? I think I've only seen Conan the Barbarian. What is best in life? To crush your enemy, to drive them before you, to hear the lamentation of the women. Yeah, I liked the original Conan. Maybe I have seen the other one. Is that where he tears like a rhino horn out or something like that? Fisher, what? Oh, you guys are having you're having a watch sad movie marathon? Watch movies that are going to bum you out? Sometimes it's all right to be sad, when watching a movie or something, but most of the time, I'm not looking for that emotion. I can find sadness in real life. I don't need movies that are going to make me sad. Listen, Crusader, just from the name, I know that's a terrible movie. Krull doesn't tell you anything from the name. When you've got a name that ridiculous, of course it's going to be pure garbage. I wouldn't even bother checking something out with that name. It's like, what's the point? It's going to be low effort trash. They named it in a way to let you know that. Imagine if Conan was made by the Krull producers. That's Conan the Adventurer, worst D&D party ever. I mean, that kind of makes me want to check it out. Does it still have Arnold as Conan? There was one with the snake people and one where they fought the wizard in an island castle. Doesn't that have something to do with, like, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of gems and you can marry my daughter? All food from 7-Eleven is sadness food, Crusader. I remember when I used to, every once in a while, be foolish and buy a hot dog from 7-Eleven. And I would take, like, 2 bites out of it. By the time I finished the second bite, I was like, this was such a mistake. Why did I buy this? And I would throw it away. And I've got pretty low standards for the quality of wieners that go in my mouth. But 7-Eleven just couldn't bring it. They couldn't come correct with their wiener. You know what I'm saying? So, 7-Eleven food is garbage. The stuff that they have on offer that you can buy, like hot food. Things like a tray of nachos and their nacho cheese, totally acceptable. Grace Jones. Wasn't Grace Jones the chick who looked like a dude who was married to David Bowie? Is that who I'm thinking of? Conan the Adventurer doesn't have Arnold? Why would you want to watch a Conan movie that doesn't have Arnold? Fisher, you've never been in a 7-Eleven. Is there any reason to go? No. Not really. Not really. 7-Eleven is just an overpriced convenience store with bad on-demand food. DeVoe, that was Iman. All right. Conan the Destroyer? Yeah, I don't know which ones I've seen. Gianna, no, I'm not growing a mullet. My hair's just growing because I'm lazy. It's just growing. I'm not growing a mullet. Does it look short on the top? You fucking blind? It's like It's long all around. I'm long everywhere, girl. Carly just hasn't given me a haircut recently, that's all. Heavy metal, the 7-Elevens in Poland are called Zabkas. Well, it's a better name than 7-Eleven. You hear the 7-Eleven in Japan is good? I heard Japan just has higher quality standards for everything. Like their society just has more discerning consumers who won't tolerate garbage, and a lot of people who work there have self-respect and try and do a good job instead of like the North American fuck somebody over for $1 mentality, you know? I don't know though. I could be wrong. Casey's has amazing donuts. Well, there's an amazing donut shop downtown. I actually picked donuts up for me and Carly from there today. Got myself a maple dip and her an apple fritter. Sounds like it might be raining again. I went out today and made it home just in time before like the downpour. I was like just ahead of it. Right before I get home, it's just starting to spit, and I was hot from walking, so I took my hat off and was just letting it rain on me. And then I get inside, and all of a sudden it's like whoop, boo, coming down hard. That was all right. I like the rain, so I actually went and chilled out on the balcony, listening to an audiobook for a while. Farky, you're going to Niagara in a couple of weeks. Anything I don't recommend? Stay away from Almax. That restaurant's awful. Don't go to Almax. Don't go to the IHOP. Clifton Hill has a bunch of fun stuff on it. You just have to deal with crazy crowds of people. Like crazy crowds of people. That's all. Heavy metal, your bird hates King Darien. What did King Darien do? He just wants to make some 1-1 soldiers. Benjamin, that's right. I do live in Canada. Man, Krull was ridiculous, bro. That movie was ridiculous. And too long. If they trimmed down some of those long ass sequences where nothing was happening, multiple times saying in the movie, "We get it. We get it. Can we move on now?" Well, there was that one part where they're going to lower Buddy down with a rope. You don't even need to lower him down with the rope. We just watched two people go down that way. It's like a 3-foot drop. It's like a 3-foot drop where there's no chance of him being injured. So they lower him on a rope down there for no reason and then pull him back up right away for no reason. It's all just like, what is happening right now? What is the point of this? And then the movie had a real tiger by a little boy. And I'm like, what if the tiger hurts that little boy? This movie seems careless, you know? Like, it's the 80s. We just got a tiger by like a 6-year-old kid. Was there anything else that I remember about Krull? DJ Longhair, am I down to play some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's like free to like $5. What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? It ain't free if it costs money. Old school to arcade a while back. I loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, the arcade game, so much, bro. I played that game so much. It's awesome. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are awesome as well. That was something, actually, I never mentioned, but I enjoyed in the Jackpot movie, where all of a sudden I was just like, in the background, I'm like, is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles music? is it literally playing music from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now in the background? And John Cena's character is really into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually enjoyed that. I thought that was a lot of fun. That's right, Clayton. The arcade Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was choice, 100%. Gianna, you lived in a town where they thought all donuts were made with cake batter. It was disgusting. Donuts got to be made right. All right, DJ Longhair, do it up, man. Let me know. Let me know, bro. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I played that so much with my buddies. I played it in the arcade, and I also played the Super Nintendo one. I played the original Nintendo one, too, but that was a completely different beast. That was so unforgiving. The water level. Oh, the water level was so nightmarish. But then you finally make it through and you're like, yo, I get to drive the actual little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pizza van. This is awesome. That game was crazy. I played the original Gauntlet. I played a ton of the Gauntlet for the N64, actually. That's right, Hot Dice. There was a lot of Turtles in Time action going on. I remember actually when I was a kid, we were on a ferry and they had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the arcade, and I kept spending all my quarters on it. So I didn't want to spend all my money, so I went and found my mom and was like, will you hold my money for me? And she just thought I was being lazy and didn't want to carry it. So she's like, no. And then I went and spent it all in the arcade. And later when she found out that the reason I did that was I was trying to actually conserve some of the money I had. Like, I blew all my money. It took, like, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game took like $40 to $50 from me during that ferry ride. Like, that's what I did. I could have been in the theater they had in there watching The Little Mermaid drinking Five Alive, but instead I lost all my money to that game. I mean, I had fun playing it, but it robbed me. Hey, Thompson Super Chat says, hope you had a good day. I worked some on my dissertation. I'll go for a spin. Ha! All right, bro, let's do it. You know what you should be working on? A dissertation. A dessert tasting. See what I did there? I'm fucking clever. You can write a dissertation on that. All right, let's go for a spin. Oh, it's choice. Wells. What's it going to be? You can choose minus double dollars, random, insult, theme start, juggin', and I do have to warn you that the facing down camera is not operative, so I'm going to have to hold whatever up in front of the screen. Oh, Nick's excited about that Five Alive. I feel like Five Alive smells like BO, bro. I haven't had it in a million years, but that's just what my brain is telling me. Fisher, your dad has your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 4 arcade cabinet? Well, you need to show up at his house with a pickup truck, load it up, get it on up out of there. Ninja Gaiden, Ghost and Ghouls. Yep, Ghost and Ghouls. I played both those, and you are correct, Benjamin. They were difficult. Thompson, you're choosing Juggin. Okay, well then, here's what we're doing. We're doing Alchemical Revolution. Look at the fat rack on her. Look at the fat rack on her. And since we're talking about Juggin, we also, thanks to Farky, for future, have this for Jug Questing, which is a lot of fun. Is it weird to motorboat a pack of cards? All right. We got a dude who cares about that. We got a chick, but she's flat. Who cares about that? We got another dude. What's going on here? We got here we go. Take aim. She got some big fat jug lugs. That's one fat rack. Then we got some water. Who cares? Oh, fiery duelist. Sure, her titties are trying to escape, bro. Look at how big they are. Look at how fat those jugs are. Hell yeah. Then we got a dude again. Who cares? Then we got barter herbs. It's like, I'll let you smoke as much herb as you want as long as you let me juggle them titties, girl. Then we got, she's either flat or they're obscured. Then we got a town. Who cares? Then we got a douchebag with a shield. Who cares? And the rare, ultra rare is the Eternal Kingdom. I wonder what this actually does. It ain't got jugs, but I'm still curious. It kind of gives me House Moving Castle vibes. Okay, what does it do? Domains you control have reverse reservable. While paying for reserve cost, you can rest an object with reservable to pay for one of that cost. So all your domains have that. At the beginning of your recollection phase, you can pay 2. If you don't, you have to sacrifice this. Oh, this costs 2 to keep around every turn. I don't know. It sounds good, but I don't know if it is good. Either way, this was a successful jugification. We got 3 nice pairs, right? That's good. 3 pair! We're winning at poker. I keep forgetting that I'm keeping the wrappings for these so I know what sets they come from and can keep track of all this stuff because I do not know this game nearly as well as Magic. Well done. Wells done. You did it. We got a good jugging going on. Scorpigeist, bro, I loved Golden Axe. Playing as the little dwarf, charging into people with your little spiked Viking helmet. Get some! Get some! And the stupid little imps that would come during the resting phases, and you just kick them for food. You'd kick them for food and magic. I remember the one girlfriend I had, when we'd go to do laundry, she would carry the laundry sack over her shoulder, and I would kick her, going, "Give me food and magic!" And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I kept booting her. I'm like, "You know what I'm saying, imp! Hand it over! I learned all about your type from Golden Axe." Golden Axe was awesome. Heavy Metal, you liked charging into the skeletons? Right on. The magic in that game was cool, too. Just like the chick with her sword. But yeah, Dwarf was my favorite. Dwarf was my absolute favorite. Juggling, I have no idea what Triple Z is. Golden Axe and Gauntlet. Yep, those are fun ones, Hot Dice. You tain't wrong about that, bro. You tain't wrong about that. Oh, yeah. The jug hunting is double good because not only is we actually looking for some fat-titted wenches, but on top of that, we're getting more cards that could theoretically help my deck when I go to the championships next month. Jess, no, I never heard of S Kitchen on the Genesis. I played games like Forgotten Realms, Altered Beast, Toe Jam and Earl. A bunch of different ones. Video games have been a part of my life since I was a pretty young kid. An awesome part of my life. Fucking love video games, man. They're dope. That's right, Clayton. Keep abreast of the competition. Hanoko! Oh, how goes the winnings from that beach ball? Well, guess what, bro? Because of my genius financial strategies, I invested it in a bunch of new minus double dollar options for the wheel. So some of them are ones we've already done, like the Cash for Life, but some of them are ones we've never done, like Snakes and Ladders. So I went ahead and got a whole bunch more. I reinvested it. Scorpageist, you forgot Altered Beast. Rise from your grave! Riley, what do I think of the Verge lands? Not too shabby. I mean, they don't come into play tapped, which is always nice. So they got a decent level of strength to them. I never played Toe Jam and Earl 2 Hot Dice. I only played the first one. Benjamin, I played Baldur's Gate 2. I never played Neverwinter Night. Never played that one. Played a shitload of Skyrim. I played a bunch of the Might and Magic games. One of the things I liked about those games was you could explore into places that you theoretically shouldn't or whatever, and go, like, it didn't restrict where you could go in a lot of ways, so you could get some crazy powerful stuff, and you could find fountains that beefed you up and all that. I remember playing a bunch of it back in the day. Gianna, you pulled a common card from a booster pack. Am I supposed to be impressed? Am I supposed to be impressed? Crusader, you've been watching playthroughs. Altered Beast isn't that long of a game. We just sucked as kids. I believe it. I believe it. Skitchin is rollerbladers in a race using cars to go faster and hitting ramps. I didn't play a lot of race games. I remember playing RPM, Radical Psycho Machines, and what was the one where everybody's driving little pickup trucks and you drive around and you hit the nitro and stuff? There was actually a 4-player adapter for it, so you could play 4 people. My dad actually got that. He got the 4-player adapter for the original Nintendo, so we could have 4 people play the racing. It was awesome. Gianna, Savannah Lines is weird because it's the true vanilla creature. What's weird is that back in the day, that used to be rare. 1 white for a 2/1 was considered strong enough that was straight up rare. And now you can get that as a common or uncommon with multiple extra abilities added in, you know? Lost Kingdoms? I never heard of that. It's on the GameCube. I didn't have a GameCube. I did have a girlfriend who had a GameCube, so I got to play a bit of GameCube, but really, mostly on GameCube, I played Wind Waker, which was awesome, and Paper Mario, which I played when I was insanely sick. And so my brain thinks that Paper Mario is dangerous. If I see and hear the original Paper Mario for the GameCube, I start to feel ill. Genuinely. It's wild. It's crazy the way the brain works, but my body's like screaming, "Get away from this! Get away from this!" And it's like, it's not dangerous. It's a video game. Never played the Micro Machines video game. I had Micro Machines. Loved Micro Machines. They had a light blaster for the Genesis? I didn't know that. Fisher, your local comic shop wants to take pictures of your almost complete Mighty Max toy collection. Cool. Scorpageist, I don't actually remember I don't remember the soundtrack from Wind Waker. I remember it being a very unique feeling game. Potts, Paper Mario's glorious. I haven't played any since that one. I've stayed away from them. I've played a lot of different Mario games, but not any of the new paper ones. Neo Jester, what's the good word? Fat Juggins, bro. What's the good word with you? It was called the Menacer? Was it? That was the name of the light blaster for the Genesis? That's funny. It's the Menacer. Man. I remember those days. Video games were way harder to come by, you know? Now you can get like anything you want on the Steam store, and the Epic Game Store gives away free games. Like you can get all kinds of video game action. Back then it was like, what few cartridges do you own? You got to trade them with other people and whatever, right? Neo Jester 3-day weekend. Hell yeah, bro. Habanero, you feel that way around rubber balloons? When you were 10, you blew up a balloon, it popped in your face. The rubber got stuck under your eyelid and you had to have a doctor pull it out? Oh, yikes. That's brutal. What? You had a card on the Genesis with multiple games. One was Toe Jam and Earl where they shit vegetables. Was it a knockoff? What? LFTE. All I've seen you say in this entire chat is sorry if you're bothering me. So if you've been saying things, Google's just been not letting you or whatever. So you haven't bothered me. This is literally the first thing you've said to me, which feels weird. It's like, sorry if I'm bothering you. And it's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not bothered. That's the first thing you've said. RC Pro-Am. That's it. That's it, Edward. You nailed it. That was the name of the game. Hard video games still exist now, but like we live in the era of they have all these guides. Like the game itself will tell you what to do. Do this, don't do that, all this kind of stuff, right? And then nowadays, or back then, the games would just like, go to hell, figure it out. You know what I mean? It was a big difference. Shelton's is weird. I sent you a super chat for 10 for a wheel spin, but I'm not sure if you got the notification. Like a regular, did you do it through PayPal or through YouTube? Because I don't see anything on my phone. And nothing came through on YouTube. Definitely. I think there's another area I might be able to check. Sometimes it does act wonky. Yeah, no, I can see the one from Heavy Metal, and I can see the one from Thompson. I don't see one from you, Shelton, so I don't know what's happening here. Heavy Metal, yeah, RC Pro-Am just keeps going. It just keeps going and going and going, 100%. Jess, you don't think it bothers me when you say dumb things and it makes me seem angry? Me ranting about something you said doesn't make me genuinely mad, no. Hey, Clayton Halfleys, $2 says dollar per peanut. Dollar per nut. One for each nut. Yo, I got 3 balls. You owe me a fucking $1. You owe me another $1. I got 3 nuts. Shelton, it was through YouTube and they took your money. If it doesn't show up like this, then it should refund you because it definitely hasn't come through. Like, I even have the ability to switch over and look at just super chats. It's not here, bro. It's not here at all. So sorry that it's being a techno dickhead to you. I would say that maybe the super chats aren't functioning at all, but Clayton literally just did one that worked. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Clayton, there's the extra $1. Thanks. They call me E.T., the extra testicle. Heavy Metal, it feels like deja vu. You could swear it happened the last time Shelton super chatted. Huh. LFTE, if I ain't seeing it, nobody else is seeing it, bro. Super duper, you better be sorry. You better be sorry. And they just canceled it. It happens to you from time to time. Well, that's unfortunate. You can always go the PayPal route if you want. That always works. Or you can just go, screw YouTube. I'm not going to be part of this now because I didn't get to. It's your choice, bro. Super duper, you spelled mom wrong. You spelled your own mom wrong. So yeah, YouTube just does random things. It's like, oh, you want to spin? You want to have fun with the wheel? No. No, you're not allowed. No good times for you. But just you. It let other people do it. Score, but guys, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about the arcade stuff. I mean, the arcade games were intentionally hard to score all your quarters. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shelton, you'll just put the money in my birthday box. Benjamin, I agree. YouTube is weird with how they handle shit. Super duper, do I have any siblings? Yup, you guys are all my brothers. You're all my brothers and sisters. Everybody's my brother and sister in this grand family called life. Oh, I feel bad now. I feel bad for you, Shelton. It sucks. Like, I literally have this set up for you to enjoy, and then YouTube's just like, no, we're just not going to let you. Super Duper thought we were the sons and daughters according to the Discord server. Oh, that's right. It is. That is what it's called. That is. I forgot. That's what that's called. Habanero! I don't think that it's actual people doing it. Like, I don't think that it's shadow moderators. I think it's like Google sometimes has like its bots come in and regulate chats based on different things, right? Like there was the one where a bunch of comments were just like deleted by Google, deleted by Google. So they could just be running some kind of experiment. Super duper, the family is infinity shaped. Infinite inbreeding. You know? You want to be in, don't you? You don't want to be part of the out crowd. Heavy Metal, you enjoyed the Borderlands movie? Are you fucked up or was it because you went in with low expectations? Well, why does it have to be A or B? Can it be both, right? The movie looks awful, but if you can enjoy it, well then guess you win, right? You win because you got to enjoy it. So don't worry about it. Everybody's got different tastes and different thresholds for what makes movies unbearable for them. I can't enjoy nearly as many movies and shows as other people because my brain just starts getting riled up over stuff and then I'm just like, this is stupid. I don't want any part of it. Fisher, you're done with barrels this week? Well, wait until next week. Then you'll be back over a barrel. Habanero, you legit thought it was a person coming in and handpicking messages? Nah, it was definitely a bot. Definitely a bot. Especially considering you could evade it by doing compound swearing. It would get upset at individual swears, but when you compiled them into one big swear, it was like, cool. It was like, what? You can't say bitch, but you can say bitch whore? Yeah. What? LFTE, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever it is you're asking is obviously verboten by Google. You're trying to ask something real dirty. Clean your language up. Clean your language up. Oh, Shelton, you got the special guest sword Fire and Ice from Bloombro. That's awesome. That's awesome. The artwork on that is a lot of fun. Heavy Metal says we could stick it to YouTube and overwhelm the system with super chats. That's my kind of thinking. Yeah, go into PG mode. Go into PG mode. YouTube gets randomly picky about the stuff that you're allowed to say and not say. Yeah, that sort of Fire and Ice is dope, man. It looks great. Looks great. All you remember is whatever it was, it didn't like lettuce. Oh, yeah, YouTube keeps track of how much edgy boy bullshit that you pull. And if you go around saying really awful shit, then yeah, they fucking shadow zone your ass, you know? Like 100%. Like if I switch it over to top chat, it will make some comments disappear. You got to be in live chat to see most of the things. Edward, you know what, buddy? I assume that if people don't know what a word I'm using means, that they'll be able to figure it out from context clues, you know? That's how I used to learn what words were. And surprisingly, almost every word that I learned growing up, I understood properly from context, from reading books and different things. I didn't have to look up the definition. The only word that I really didn't understand the meaning of was mediocre. I thought mediocre meant completely awful, when mediocre just means very uninspired and average. But for me, because of the context it was used and was always bad, I thought mediocre meant completely terrible. Well, I'll let you say it right there. LFTE, you want to learn how to play Magic and get tips. So here's my advice to you. Type into Google or YouTube how to play Magic, Magic tips, and that kind of stuff. There you go. There you go. If you were like, hey, can I get just the tip? If that's what you've been saying over and over. Or things like, I love the tips of dicks. Can I see yours? YouTube's going to have a problem with that, right? Super duper. You'd find these words, understand what they meant, but didn't know how to pronounce them, so you sounded like a fool. Well, fair enough. I remember getting in arguments with my friends, and these were smart guys too, but I'm like DMing, I'm like, okay, make it through the forest unaccosted. And it's just like, that's not a word. I'm like, yes, it is, fuckstick. All right? You can be accosted, you can get through unaccosted. Those are words. Fucking deal with it. And there was no internet searching then, and he didn't have a dictionary on hand, so he's just trying to argue with me. And I'm like, look it up later. Apologize to me later. I'm right. You're wrong. Fuck you. You know? What up, little fox? How you doing? Hell, do you think advice is a forbidden word? That would be funny, actually. Yeah, LFT, bro, totally. Do some searching. You will easily find how to play Magic, how to step your game up, all this different stuff. That's not really what I do. I don't really make videos for beginners wading their way in, you know? That's so long in the ancient past for me that I talk about more advanced concepts, you know? Like, how big are the tits? Jess, you thought when you were young, you thought it was the Batmobile? What? You remember when you told your mom that you and your brother were verbally accosted? She freaked out. Oh no, people said words to you? No! Poke Chosen says, MTG titty tier list when? That's funny. I used to make videos along those lines in the past. LFTE, watching my stuff doesn't really have to do with like skill level. I tend to cover the newest going ons in Magic, talking about new cards, problems Wizards having, new things that they're doing. So if you want to know about Magic current events, that's the kind of stuff that I do. I got another channel that talks about Magic the Gathering lore if you want to know the stories, that kind of stuff, you know? But there are a lot of great resources that can help out beginners online. There's tons of channels that will be happy to walk you through all these different things that you want to know. I've done like a little bit of stuff like that, talking about Arena and like how to build up your account as a free player and stuff like that. But my content isn't really aimed at like onboarding new players. Yeah, well, I mean, your mom's obviously going to freak out on those circumstances, little fox. If she don't know, then she's going to assume the worst. Clayton, I do cover future problems as well. That's true. I do prognosticate as well. Jess, you've been playing since '98 and you still feel like a new player with what some people do with the game. Some complex stuff going on, man. I'm looking forward to going to that face-to-face event. It'll be a good time. It shall be a good time. Also, I'm really happy with the way that mine and Carly's movie review video is coming along. I've only watched 40 minutes out of the first hour because she's got the first hour edited, and I was just checking it out today. So there's still 20 more minutes, but so far it's been great. I just don't know. I don't know how YouTube is going to react to it. I've got to wait and see. Oh, man. What up, Gossett? How you doing, buddy? Man, the chocolate is weird. Putting jellies inside is a strange choice. Benjamin, I don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! Never got into it. I've got no opinions on it overall. To me, it was just like, okay, that's a lesser version of Magic that's for kids, you know? Same kind of vibe I had for Pokemon. I'm like, yeah, have fun playing that stuff. It's not for me. It's not for me. Oh, man, Krull was so wonky. Such a wonky movie. What exactly is this? I gotta look up Goddess Story. Oh, it's the whole box is all in like fucking Chinese or whatever, and then there's one line. There's one line in English here that says Goddess Story TCG. So it's a TCG. Look at this. Imagine if this is what the bottom of a Magic box looked like. Does this tell you the odds of everything? This is baffling. There's numbers beside one. This one just says fucking question marks. It just says question marks. What the hell does this mean? Either way, this is cool. Look for some sweet jugged ladies. The problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is complicated and long walls and text boxes. That just sounds like Magic, man. That's what Magic is like. They're making the cards more and more complex, like constantly. Just amping up the word count. You know, they're doing like... They've changed, like, return it to the battlefield or something like that to just returns. You know? Didn't they... Isn't it the Meat Hook Massacre #2 that they did that with? Where... it just straight up says, like, returns. I wonder if Carly's going to like this chocolate. I hope she does, because I got this giant one, man. It's so big. It wasn't cheap either. The import shops aren't cheap. That was like $8. But I thought it'd be neat to try it. Did I see the Minecraft movie trailer? I did. And it seemed empty, honestly. It seemed like it seems like the movie's not going to be that much of anything really. It's just like, check it out, lots of zombie pigmen coming. Okay. And then Jack Black is like, I'm Steve. Okay then. Like, I like Jack Black, but it's not like he's always amazing. He didn't do a good job in Borderlands as this stupid robot. Why didn't they use the same voice? Why didn't you use the same voice? Oh, I'll check out the Minecraft movie most likely. I won't go to the theater, but I probably will check it out. I really like Minecraft as a game, so I might be able to enjoy it despite its emptiness, you know? Hanogo, you think the question marks are probably a secret card? That's a reasonable assumption. You've seen recent Yu-Gi-Oh cards and you need a magnifying glass to read them? It's nuts. Nope, I definitely haven't seen that, buddy. Zircon, you don't think anyone expected the Minecraft movie to be good? Well, fair enough. I mean, obviously they're going to aim it heavily at kids, but I just saw honestly, when Jack Black goes, I'm Steve, and then Jason Momoa just goes, okay. You know, okay. That's pretty much my reaction to the trailer. I was just like, all right, this is what we're dealing with, is it? Okay then. Kugain, Yu-Gi-Oh makes modern magic cards a short read. Well, it sounds like it if you have to have a magnifying glass. Sure sounds like it. So, thanks for coming and hanging out, my friends. As always, it's been nice chilling with you. We will get back together soon. But for now, I am departing into the waters. So long!